I'm not gonna say this is a cure-all, end-all combination, but pretty much everybody in this group knows how much of a pain GM black is. And of course we know it's not the color that you're correcting, it is the clear coat. GM has relatively soft clear coat. They are known for paint failures like this. Crow's feet, checking. There's a lot of failure right there. But what you see here is after, so I worked about a 2x2 area right in the middle of the hood. And then I came down and worked another little 2x2 area at the bottom of the hood. So I'm dividing the hood into, I think I'm dividing the hood into like 6 sections basically and working it. This is after using my compound and a DA. I'm not going crazy on this paint job because I know there's issues with it, so I'm not cutting it with a rotary and then finishing with a DA. I'm doing all my work DA on this car. It's getting a 2-step, and I figured this would be a good experiment to see kind of where things rate with my typical Menzerna versus my Zvizzer that I've been using, and I haven't really done a lot of updates on that, and I'm sorry, Steve. Things have been a little wild over here with the aluminum side of things, so I haven't had a chance to work with paint much consistently. So basically you see my before. This is after my decon wash. 2 rounds with a clay bar all the way around the vehicle, because there was a massive amount of undercoating overspray on the paintwork all the way around. So I ended up actually using an entire clay bar on this car to get the paint clean. And then we have, in this area, I'll show you. So I started off at speed 3. I am using a Rupes 15. So I started at speed 3 with 4 drops on my pad, which is not what Zvizzer suggests. They suggest rubbing into the paint. I am not using Zvizzer pads. I am using Lake Country. I'll actually show you. That is the Lake Country 1-step microfiber. So it is an orange interface with the microfiber. And you can tell I've already done half the hood. Like, the Zvizzer is not caking up at all in this pad whatsoever. I haven't brushed it at all. If I had brushed it, you'd see that the fibers would be laying all one direction. This is not caked up at all. It is also not building a lot of heat. So what I did was 4 drops on my microfiber, and I worked my crosshatch at speed 3 at a medium arm speed. So I did 2 passes like this at speed 3. Then I cranked it up to like 4.5, maybe 5. And I did 3 passes, so in a crosshatch. So I slowed my arm speed way down, and I came down and then up, well, kind of, sort of, and then back across. You know, I finished going with the direction that the air moves. I always try to finish going with the direction that the air moves over the surface, right? So I did a total of 5 passes with Zvizzer Heavy Cut on a Menzerna 1-step microfiber pad. Speed 3, turned up to 4.5, 5 to finish it out, working about a 2-foot area. Now, I did a half-ass quick wipe down with a cheap towel. So we've gone from this to this. And there is a lot of solvent pop in this paint, mainly because of the age of it and just the quality of the clear coat or lack thereof. There are still a few little scratches here and there. But usually, all right, when you're working with a microfiber pad and a heavy cut compound on GM paint, you're usually not getting a finish that's that clean. Typically, what you end up seeing is a lot of micro marring, which you don't really see a pile of at the moment. There is a little bit, but it's not horrible. And like I said, I'm gonna go back and polish after this anyway. But you can also see like your heat lines from your pad, like the edge lines from the pad, cutting back and forth up through. Usually you don't see a heavy cut compound that finishes this nice on GM black paint. So I just wanted to kind of show you, because personally I'm slightly impressed. So I wanted to kind of pass this on to everybody else who has thought of Zvizzer to give it a try and has not reached out to Steve Madej yet. This is definitely not a product line that you want to sleep on. I would suggest getting your hands on some. He does sell all the compounds, all the pads. And he is a wealth of knowledge when it comes to tips and advice and stuff like that. So I would get a hold of him and try it out for yourself. See, you know, play with practice panels, play with junkyard panels and see what happens, because this is definitely not bad for 20 minutes of work, maybe tops, probably less than that on a half a hood. That's actually not a bad finish, I don't believe.